Welcome back to round number 2 in this replay league. Here we're up against Temur mid-range. Don't know that yet, so just bear that in mind. I'm on the play with this hand. So just looking real quick, this hand is a turn 3 Titan thanks to the combination of Secure Tribe Scout and Castle Garenbrig. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch. Don't know what my opponent is. They could be mono red. I don't want to shock, even though I could really use some blue mana here. In case I start drawing Teleria West, I'm just going to get a basic forest and then play my scout. Slight misplay. In my list, I'm running 2 snow-covered forests and 1 regular forest. What I should have done is grab the regular forest out of my deck, which makes potential draws for field a little bit better. It's such a tiny little misplay. I noticed it as soon as I did it. It's like, oh, I should have grabbed the regular forest, not the snow forest, just because you always want to grab the singleton out, so that way if I draw another basic this game, it's going to be the one I don't have, which makes it easier for my Field the Dead to be better. And this is such a tiny little thing. Like if I land Titan him, it usually fixes that anyway. But so opponent plays Wooded Foothills and passes. I play a Castle Garenbrig and I pass. I'm going to Once Upon a Time my opponent's end step. And as well as flashing in a land. They Spell Pierce my Once Upon a Time, which, okay, I'm sure. I mean, I guess that's okay. And then they bolt my Scout. So with the Scout being bolted, I just flash in the bounce land, pass. A pretty good draw here with the Dryad. Sorry, the whole turn pass there. Drew the Dryad, but here I have the Titan. Opponent's holding up 2 mana, but I have the Pact, so I don't mind throwing this into counter magic. They have the mana leak, I don't have mana for it, and I pass. Go for a Titan here. I have another Pact anyway, even if they counter this one too. Now I do not die, even if I do die. Sorry, if my opponent counters this, untaps and plays Blood Moon. But at this point, I feel like if I can just jam a Titan down their throat and let it resolve, then I just am so far ahead I win. What I should have done is I should have tapped with the Gemstone Mine and let the Ghost Quarter up. So if they did counter me and then Blood Moon, I could destroy my Gemstone Mine and get another forest and play and not die. So slight, again, slight tiny little thing I could have done better. So sideboarding here. Obviously Temur, interested in things that Rymanap, Rexage, Tracker, Beast Within is going to be good here because I could expect Ashiok and or Blood Moon. And Beast Within has the kind of resiliency that I'm looking for. So if you just want to see how I sideboarded here, I sideboarded out a couple amulets. I did not side in Dismembers. I also chose not to bring in Baloth. Of note, I did side out 2 Azuses because, again, I was trying to beat Blood Moon more than I was trying to combo kill my opponent. I figured my fast kill is what my opponent was going to be able to disrupt. So my long plan, which Azusa is very good at as well, but I think Dryad kind of fills that, especially while being very good against Blood Moon. So I sided out a couple amulets. I am playing against an Ancient Grudge style opponent. I did side out my Pact of Negation as well. So this hand here, very reliant upon this Once Upon a Time, but it's got everything else I'm looking for. If I can hit this Once Upon a Time to play a turn 1 amulet, I can go turn 1 amulet, turn 2 Dryad, and then try to land a Titan shortly after that. Opponent picks up a Scalding Tarn off of their own Once Upon a Time, and then plays a Misty Rainforest into a Delver. So now I know I'm up against Temur Delver. I do land that basic, which I'm actively looking for against a potential Blood Moon deck. And then I decide to just go for the Dryad here. Cool little interaction with Dryad and Castle Garenbrig. Dryad makes your Simic Growth Chamber a forest, so now Castle Garenbrig enters untapped. Weird little thing, which obviously MTGO will fix for you, but a weird little thing to bear in mind when you're playing in paper. Opponent uses another Misty Rainforest and Once Upon a Times into a Tarmogoyf. They still haven't played that Scalding Tarn. There it is. And they use a Flame Slash, which kills my Dryad, and they swing for 1. Now here I'm looking at my opponent's completely tapped out. If you notice, I have 3 available mana and a Summoner's Pact. I can just go Summoner's Pact, Azusa, and then play a Primetime. You can also just play a Primetime. Thanks to the ridiculous power of Castle Garenbrig here. Now, my opponent does have a 5/6 in play, but that's still smaller than my Titan. Don't know exactly what my opponent's on, so I choose just to be safe and get that second basic directly into play. Opponent attacks, and I see no real reason to block here. I feel like if they have Bolt, they can just kill my Titan. And if they don't have Bolt, then whatever, I'm far enough ahead here. Opponent concedes to this Titan right here, even though they have Cryptic Mana up. I didn't really see too much in my opponent's deck here. I just know that my deck is, in this case, far, far superior. So they did have a Mana Leak, but Mana Leak doesn't do anything to a Primetime in play. So that is this matchup. I don't think my opponent was well equipped out of the sideboard. At least I didn't see too much from them in this particular matchup. So 2-0 going into round 3.